Friars of Providence are set to play their final regular season home game here tonight at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Creighton's on the road looking for another marquee win. It would be a big victory if they can do it on the road against Chris Dunn, Ben Bentel, and the rest of the Friars of Providence.
Michael Jordan. They won it! Wow! Oh my goodness! How about that? Oh boy! For the tie. Got it! Unbelievable! Dreams to come true. As good as it gets.
Our Wednesday showcase continues inside of the Dunkin' Donuts Center here in Providence, Rhode Island, as Creighton's in town to take on the home squad Friars of Providence. These two teams are battling in the Big East. They're separated by just a single game. They're playing for positioning in the Big East. They're also playing, they hope, for positioning in the upcoming NCAA tournament. It is great to be with you here alongside a man from Notre Dame who blocked more shots than anyone in the history of their program, Jordan Cornette. My name is Ben Holden. John Rothstein will join us as well. And Jordan mentioned it, both these teams playing for seeding in the Big East, and they're hoping in the NCAA tournament. This is a monster game.
Oh, huge for Providence. They are squarely on the bubble right now. Can you believe we're talking bubble with the Friars? This team at one point in the season, top 10 reeling right now. Got to figure it out at home. What better time to do it than Chris Dunn senior night? It's
going to be a big night for Dunn, his final game in a Providence uniform, and he's going to have an interesting matchup. The guards in this game are terrific. Maurice Watson Jr. and Chris Dunn. We take a closer look at both these guys in our eye tracker brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh man, great guard play wins in March, and this team does it with Creighton guard Maurice Watson Jr. Pass first, very unselfish, but he can get in the paint, weave amongst the trees, and finish at the rim at his best, operating with the pick and roll. But he also will get that thing and go. Check out the clock right there. Fantastic in the open floor. Defense does not get back. He'll make you pay getting all the way to the rim. 4.3 seconds, Ben. I can't run that fast, let alone do it with the basketball. His hands will be full defensively tonight, though. Chris Dunn, who I believe is the Big East Player of the Year, does it with defense and offense. The best playmaker in the conference. Good things happen when he has the basketball, gets those guys in line for great scoring opportunities. The blend of length and athleticism, the master of improv, shines in the open floor as well.
This should be a great game as Greg McDermott and the Creighton Blue Jays in town to take on Big Ben Bentel in Providence. It's going to be a critical game. The opening tip comes up right now.
Well, welcome back to the Dunkin' Donuts Center here on CBS Sports Network. I'm John Rothstein. Providence and Creighton about to tip off right behind me in a couple of seconds. And this obviously is senior night and a special night for Chris Dunn. But we also could be seeing the final Providence home game for Ben Bentel, who is unequivocally one of the more improved players in college basketball. Tonight could be the end of an era on a lot of fronts for the Friars.
Thank you, John. Indeed, something to keep our eyes and our ears on, and we know John will do that better than anybody. And here are our starters in this matchup. We talked about Maurice Watson Jr. Zierden's a great shooter from outside. Milliken, Hegner, and Grossell, the 7-footer in the middle. And then you've got Dunn and Lamamba, their roommates. They both had senior night a few moments ago here. Lindsay, a good shooter. Bullock, who they call an X-Factor, and Big Ben Bentel there. It's time now, Jordan, to look at our mini keys to success. What are they?
Well, if you're Creighton, establish the big fella, Jeffrey Grossell. Mouse in the house perpetually defensively. What I mean by that, he's 7 feet tall. The best defender on him, Ben Bentel at 6'9". He won't have a shot. Maurice Watson Jr. has to be in attack mode, get into the paint all night long. Providence must defend the long ball. Creighton lives, they die by the three-pointer. If they get hot, they can get this road win. Then, of course, the Providence is going to look to get Rodney Bullock involved. He's the third threat to that two-headed scoring problem. You hear a lot about Chris Dunn, you hear a lot about Ben Bentel. Rodney Bullock's got to get it going.
There's Ed Cooley, well-dressed tonight. His good friend is on the other bench. Greg McDermott, the head coach of Creighton in his 6th year. These two guys have their teams ready. This place is jam-packed for our Wednesday showcase here in the Big East. Big win in our previous game for VCU at home. Providence, they're trying to do it. It'll be Bentel and Grossell. The opening tap goes to Providence. Chris Dunn, his 4th year here. 2 years ago, only played in 4 games. He will be a lottery pick in the June NBA draft. Here he is with the rock. They swing it to the near side. Lindsay with the touch. No, not this time. And it goes over to Creighton. The opportunity for the Blue Jays here early on.
And if you're Coach Ed Cooley on the sidelines, you see that first play, you're thinking, oh no, not here we go again. Providence struggles to hit the shots from the perimeter. That's what's plagued them during this up and down season. So they got to start hitting shots.
So here is Watson Jr. He's familiar to these parts, Jordan. He played at Boston University, transferred in. The speed you showed in the open is very impressive with him. What'll be the key for him to get going tonight?
He's going to be utilizing the screen and roll all game long, trying to get in the paint, collapse that defense, kick out the shooters, or finish at the rim.
Shot clock is under 10 now. Not going to lie, it's tough for us to see to the right because everyone's standing in the front row. Here's an off-balance shot. Watson, it's spit out. And the rebound handled by Bullock.
Fantastic defensive action right there to start for the Friars. Force the clock down, force a tough one from Watson.
Here's a pass inside. Lindsay knocked away. Followed up, and he puts in the first points here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Lindsay's confidence high coming off that 14 points in the win over DePaul. He's awfully active to start this game offensively.
He's a very good shooter from outside. Some big games, that one you mentioned, and many others throughout the course of this season. Here's Watson Jr. 16-footer, stroked it through. Good touch.
Oh, the okey-doke right there. Had Chris Dunn going one way, took it the other, the misdirection, and the mid-range jump shot.
So he ties the game at 2-2. Here's Bentel from outside. And Lindsay inside is going to get called for the push. Our referee is Mike Roberts, John Gaffney, and Nathan Farrell, the officials that work with him.
This might be the nation's best defender on the ball, and Chris Dunn, and Maurice Watson leaves him looking for the guy that's not there. What Maurice Watson Jr. is doing? Knocking down the elbow, jumper on the other side of the floor.
Watson was 3 of 16 when these two teams met back on January the 12th. He played 37 minutes. He did end up with 9 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists in that game. He's guarded here by Dunn. They're going to try it from up top, and that one spits out, came out of the hands there of Hegner. Providence with 20 wins on the season, Creighton with 18. They're separated by a game in the Big East, 9-7 for the team in blue, 8-8 for Providence, the home squad in white. Chris Dunn, there's the double. Shot clock's down to 6 now. Lamamba. They got to get rid of it. Bullock will try it at 3. And Grossell will find the speedy Watson.
And right now, if you're Creighton, you got to establish Grossell down low. At 7 feet tall, Bentel will be overmatched defensively. They're going to try and front the post. Had some success defensively there.
Dunn laid it back, and Big Ben Bentel with his first points of the night.
Huge for Providence. They're not a great team scoring in the half court. Got to get stops defensively, turn defense into offense.
This is Milliken, a guy that they feel can get to the basket here. He tried to go to Grossell. It's going to be Creighton ball, though. Here's a look at Bentel on the last trip. Now it goes back to Providence, so say the officials.
And if you play with Chris Dunn, you better be looking for the pass to set you up for the score at all times. Ben Bentel runs the floor as good as any big man. A fast athlete, it changes ends, wastes no activity. Rim run to rim run, rewarded with the layup.
Talk about improved players. He is, without question, the top of everyone's list in college basketball. Lamamba inside, adjusted in midair, and Providence leads by 4.
Providence showing an interesting offensive action, running a lot of flex to get layups. Movement without the basketball. Lamamba gets it done.
Good name and a good game. He's a big contributor here. Searden fading away. Bullock comes in to take it and find Chris Dunn. Triple team was done. Good look inside. Lindsay finishes on the assist from Dunn.
The defense caught ball watching with Dunn, and he finds the open man, the master creator.
4 in the game. Milliken with a nice job to get inside and finish with the left.
Providence not trying to run as much. They're operating in the half court, some flex action to start. They've gotten what they've wanted offensively, and of course, it's Dunn, the distributor.
Dunn and Watson, the two best guys in this conference in terms of distributing the ball. Here's Lamamba, short, and the rebound into the hands of Jeffrey Grossell, the 7-footer out of Plano, Texas. Toby Hegner gave it back to Watson Jr. Lamamba's on him this time. Screen set, and he lost it, and Creighton turns it over.
Creighton's simply getting too cute with it. Got to set up Grossell down low. They're not getting it done. Meanwhile, Providence is doing everything right now. Dunn finding his guys. He's doing what he does. He's one of the best creators in the game. Great performance on his last night at the Dunk.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Delta Faucet. See what Delta can do. By LG. Do game day right with LG, official partner of the NCAA. And by Lowe's. Hurry in today for great winter savings.
Always a special night when you're a senior. That's Chris Dunn, Junior Lamamba there. They've been playing here now for parts of 4 seasons, and it's time now for our Lowe's home court advantage. Jordan, and some of the particulars on the place they call the Dunk.
Let me tell you, I played at the Dunk back when I was at Notre Dame in the old Big East, us first Providence. Well, not the old Big East, but the older Big East. And this place looked nothing like this. They've done a magnificent job. $80 million will do that, but you're looking at a fantastic facility, one that will draw recruits. Guys like Chris Dunn. You look at that video of Chris Dunn holding up the plaque, being honored here on senior night. I don't know why everybody's smiling. Chris Dunn ain't coming back next season. I'd be frowning. I'd be crying if I was a Friars fan.
They're hoping he goes out with a big effort tonight and down the stretch for Ed Cooley's team. Right now, you got Providence in the low 40s in terms of the RPI, but for Creighton, they're right around 100. That's a 3, knocked down by number 3. Chris Dunn makes it a 7-point lead, his first points.
That is a beautiful sight to see Chris Dunn, the defender, the distributor, the open floor guy, but knocking down shots. If he's doing that, this Friars team unstoppable.
Here's Watson Jr. gets inside. Huff had the basketball. He's checked in. Dealt with a lot of injuries this season. Here's a shot from the wing. No good by Watson. Lamamba tracks, and he'll push it. Coming up on 6 minutes gone in this first half. Providence up by 7.
Very patient offense from these Friars to start. Not forcing anything, trying to get a good one. Quality possessions each time down.
Here's Bentel from the free throw line. The roll doesn't go. Watson comes away with it. The quick push to Milliken. Back for their point guard, their floor general.
Providence does the job, getting back defensively off the miss. Creighton's going to look to run, but Providence gets back defensively, has a presence.
Nice touch from Milliken there. He knocked it down from downtown, and it's now a 4-point deficit for Creighton.
Milliken, one of those guys who's capable of going off the bounce, getting to the rim, or making that defense respect him with the jump shot. Now that he's knocked down one, he can use the blow-by to get to the rim because the defense will respect his jump shot.
3 career games for Milliken against Providence. He's averaged 11 per game. Ball turned over here now, so Creighton with an opportunity to chip away at a 4-point deficit inside, and they don't get it to go. Zach Hansen, who shoots it at 63.5%, draws the foul, though.
Creighton fans, get up on your feet, standing O back home, because finally Creighton has decided to feed the big man down low. Jeffrey Grossell goes to the bench without a field goal at 7 feet tall. You bring in his active sub in Hansen, a low post touch, and he's at the free throw line. It's a simple game.
When we got a chance, let's get over to the third member of our broadcast team, our insider, John Rothstein. John.
Well, guys, I talked to Greg McDermott before the game, and he said one of the things that Creighton is going to do tonight is make Ben Bentel guard their big guys. You can see right away the Jays going at Ben Bentel. Zach Hansen on the foul line, a perfect example of that.
Thank you, John.
And that's a great point from Coach. And John illustrating that. Look, you take Grizel out of the game and you've got another active, capable scorer in Hansen that can really drive that home. So you can wear out the big fella Bentel, put him on the bench, and then when you take out that monumental scoring threat, it's all on done unless Bullock can give you something.
So Hansen, a 69% free throw shooter, outdoes that average and knocks them both down. It's a 2-point lead now. Bentel from 18. Nice touch from Big Ben.
Good offensive action right there. Isolation for Bentel on the elbow. Defense is cleared out. One-on-one basketball doesn't go off the bounce. Knocks down the 15-footer.
Double comes. Dunn's on Watson Jr. Now they let him go inside. They look for Hansen. You don't like the pass.
Don't like the pass. I love the idea. Creighton starting to figure it out that the low post touches are where they'll have the most success. But turnovers plaguing them early in this game, not feeding the post correctly. Right there, that's just a struggle and a freshman mistake from Kyrie Thomas. 4th
turnover of the game for Creighton already. Providence has been smart, as you said, Jordan. They've been patient, just 1 turnover. Chris Dunn, who did not start. Bullet pass inside, did not start on Saturday. He was dealing with a virus, as were many of these Providence players, as Kyron Cartwright couldn't finish inside. That was something they had to deal with for really the last month.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Coach Greg McDermott picked the wrong time to come to Providence. Travel called there, yet another turnover for 5. When I say McDermott picked the wrong time to come to Providence, senior night for the star and Chris Dunn. He's 100% healthy over that virus that's plagued in the last few games. It's the perfect storm. Can the Blue Jays earn their wings and fight through it and get it done?
You saw number 12 for Creighton there, Malik Albert, product of King High School in the great state of Michigan. Detroit checked in. He gives him some really good energy from outside. This young man, Brian Fazikis, known for his shooting touch. He's lost about a dozen pounds. He had mono back in December.
Yeah, just another one of those guys plagued with illness. Missed a month of basketball. Was brought in as that shooter to make that defense respect him, space out the floor, allow Dunn to operate.
Break in the action, 11:38 to go in the opening half. Chris Dunn and the Friars on top here against Creighton by 4-point lead for the home squad, Providence. And during the break, we had a chance to listen in to their head coach, Ed Cooley, in his team huddle.
All right, hey, stay confident. Great shot. Stay confident, right? All right, they're trying to throw it in there. Tell them you need help on the weak side, all right? Make sure we communicate. Hey, they got 3 turnovers trying to throw it to the post, all right? Keep our identity, stay tough. Hey, let's go gut right here with you in here. Ben, I'm telling you, stay in here. You're going to get one.
And you hear it right there from Coach Ed Cooley. Very aware of what Coach McDermott for Creighton's going to try and do, feed that post. He said give Bentel help down low, meaning they're going to throw over the top. Bentel's going to front the bigger guy than the opponent on that post. When he fronts defensively, the ball goes over the top. The defense has to come help side to be that barrier and barricade to prevent an easy layup. It's going to have to be team defense all the way through this contest for Providence to properly defend the post, because they give up so much in height.
Very good. Our I-bar at the bottom of your screens. The key numbers, keep you updated on those throughout the game. A lot of great information there.
Ben, we call it a mouse in the house. When you're a big man, you got a smaller guy, you want the basketball. It's a mouse in the house. He can't guard you. Well, team defense, you can guard.
Absolutely. The double. Dunn goes into the corner to Bullock. Bullock will try one. No good. Rebounded inside by Kyrie Thomas. He's a hometown product out of Omaha. He's Creighton with just great history in their program, great fans, tremendous building. Here's Huff from downtown. He knocked it through. That's a big bucket right there for Cole Huff.
Cole Huff is that gym rat who works on his shot. We talk so much about illness and injury for both these teams. Cole Huff, if healthy, battling a knee, he can only practice once a week. So he can't really be on the floor and give his team what they need. If he was healthy, he'd be their second most consistent scorer. He's now a 3rd or 4th option because they have to limit his minutes, but he has that sweet stroke.
Here is Cartwright. Now Bentel, he missed. Let's go to John Rothstein for more on the young man that just pulled the rebound down, Cole Huff. John.
Well, guys, Cole Huff, just like Mo Watson, 2 of the cornerstone guys for this Creighton team. They're both transfers. Creighton getting another one next year in Marcus Foster, kind of like a mini Iowa State, or the Iowa State of the Big East. Transfers.
Yeah, McDermott was talking big time about Foster today. Man, he's excited.
Yeah, I love
Thank you,
that,
John.
The Iowa State of the Big East. You could call them that. Talking with Coach McDermott, he said Marcus Foster may be our best player.
Yeah.
But you can't see him on the floor right now. They got to carry without him. But think about Marcus Foster, Maurice Watson Jr., some other pieces that become eligible next year. This team's a year older. Creighton's going to be right there.
1 point game. Little right-handed hook. A floating hook from Bento. Ben's got 6 now.
You are looking at the nation's most improved player. Confidence soaring. Coach Ed Cooley said it was just about attitude for this guy. He needed to understand he can be the man. He's got that dog in him, he's got that toughness, but a staple to Providence success, he's positionless, meaning there's not a position on the floor you can label him as. So dynamic and versatile.
There's Watson Jr., nice move to get free. And foul inside. Looks like they grabbed a hold of Ben Bentel. 3-point lead. Here's a look back at him.
Great footwork, 6'9", all muscle, all man. That little running hook, hard to defend with how he elevates, but he's got the strength to get that defender off and create some space, and soft touch to finish.
How about those numbers? Look at the comparison there. That is, I mean, you're not going to find better improvement anywhere, like you said, the most improved guy in the country.
I tell you, man, I hope I can improve like that throughout this broadcast.
Well, that's our goal. That's the expectation.
You would hope, right?
Yeah, that's the expectation. Tipped away, and it'll stay with Providence. Bentel, native of Ghana, was a soccer player growing up. His favorite sports team, still the Manchester United. Imagine this. He wasn't 6'9" when he was 15, obviously, but he was a striker as a kid. There's a lot of discussion about what's going on here. What can you read into this now, Jordan?
Surprised the official is allowing Coach McDermott to get in his ear this much and stop playing. Let the game happen. You don't want delays like this. Fans are booing because McDermott shouldn't be able to get the official's ear like that.
That was Mike Roberts, the crew chief. Here's Dunn. Catch and shoot, too strong. Yep, and Lindsay cleaned it up inside. Jalen Lindsay makes it a 5-point game. He's got 6. Back the other way.
How about that, Ben, before you could even finish?
Yeah, and Watson went down hard on the right hip, Jordan. Really hard. You showed the speed he's got, and he went down, and his coach concerned looking on.
Helps himself up. He did hit the floor hard.
Oof.
Yeah, tough right there, but you get a taste for the speed. Ben, you couldn't even get out the description of the play, and before you know it, you got Maurice Watson Jr. finishing on the other end.
Yep.
That defense has to get back. That's the only hope, it seems like right now, for Creighton to provide and produce some offense. Watson Jr. in the open floor.
73% at the line, leads the Big East in assist. And make sure you never miss a moment of college basketball with the CBS Sports app. Every play, every score, every game, and every highlight right here as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now.
Defensively, you have to love what the Friars are bringing. Holding Creighton, an explosive scoring team when they're making shots and scoring it to 13 points in 11 minutes of basketball. Providence doing all the right things defensively, generating some offense, which is a very positive sign if you're a Friars fan.
Kyron Cartwright, the product of Compton, California. Great speed. Different dimension, but here's Dunn, who's an entirely different dimension than most. And the foul is called as he was trying to get through there. Foul called on Hansen. And Malik Albert checks in. Watson will go out. Probably going to look at that leg as he kind of had a little giddy up in his step there going off.
And now a defunct offense becomes even more defunct with Maurice Watson Jr. on the bench.
No good from downtown for Lindsay, but Providence gets the ball back and a fresh 30.
Now you're going to make the Blue Jays guard even longer. Providence running a lot of action, making that defense move, swinging it, a lot of movement, screens, interchanges, challenging the Blue Jays. Fatigue starting to set in defensively. Providence will begin to get whatever look they want.
Lindsay. Foul called inside with 8:29 to go, and there's the trainer in the brown sports coat. That is on the ground, Maurice Watson Jr. Get in there and give you a look. Get a chance. Dunn comes out. Replacing him is Rodney Bullock, the 6'8" sophomore out of Hampton, Virginia.
Maurice Watson Jr. goes to the bench. You lose about 27 points right there, 15 in scoring, about 6 in assists. He is the offense. So this guy, you better hope he gets back on the floor if you're a Blue Jays fan.
So Cartwright will run the show. Let's get over to John Rothstein, who's got an update on Watson.
All right, guys, I just talked to Maurice Watson. He got hit in his knee, and then he fell on his groin, but he's okay. He's checking back in the game. He's a tough Philly kid. He's not as tough as Jordan Cornette, but he's getting closer.
Very nice, John.
That's the best analysis I've heard all night, John.
There goes Albert, the Detroit product, to the bucket. Here comes that speed from Kyron Cartwright. First words out of Ed Cooley's mouth about him were speed, and speed kills. Here he goes. He's got a little lane. Bullock thought about it. Now Fazekas will work to Bentel. He's watched by Hanson. The double comes. Shot clock under 10. Inside. To the deck goes the Creighton player. That was Hegner that went down. We get a break in the action with 7:33 left in a first half between Creighton and Providence.
Creighton's going to need more of this in the open floor if they want to have a chance on the road. Trailing by 1, 7 and a hook left in the first half.
Tight game as we thought it would be here in Providence. The Friars, the home squad, lead by 1. 7:33 remaining in this first half. And time now for Dreaming of a Bid, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Jordan, your thoughts on these two teams and their resumes?
Well, Creighton's got it nice right now. Nobody's talking about them, so they could quietly perform, get a win versus Providence on the road, beat Xavier at Xavier, then you're in the discussion. For Providence, everyone's talking about this Providence team. At one point, number 8 in the nation, a very sexy pick for a Final Four, reeling on the back end of the season. Now they're talking bubble. So a lot of pressure for them to win here at home. You'd like to see them do some work in the tournament as well. John believes this team's in the tournament. I agree for right now.
Well, let's remember that Creighton already beat Xavier. That was a huge win. They're going to have another shot, as you said.
And Coach McDermott said it best. You know, we just got to go out there quietly, do our thing. Right now, there's no pressure because we're not in the tournament. I've been there before. I've gone to a Sweet 16. I've heard my team's name not called on Selection Sunday. There is nothing worse, I can promise you, Ben.
And nothing better as a player when you get in.
Hey, I made one shining moment. My life was made after that.
You made one shining moment. That is pretty awesome.
Hey, as a college basketball player, that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Well, maybe a national championship.
I still get emotional when I watch that after the tournament. I won't lie.
You're a sensitive guy.
I am. And it's a big deal. For CBS, the home of the Final Four in March Madness, done from downtown, no good. Rebound into the hands of Albert. So Creighton here trying to get a lead. Albert kicks into the corner. Thomas too strong.
Oxygen.
Yeah, no kidding. Too much. Need that when you're out in the Rockies.
Wakes the crowd up a little bit. There's a little taunting going on. You can't shoot an air ball on the road. That's a no-no.
Ball stripped away. Good hands by Thomas. Here comes the speedy Albert. He got it poked away by the speedy Kyron Cartwright. It'll stay with Creighton. And we're going to see Greg McDermott go to his bench. He's going to bring back in one of his starters in James Milliken. He'll replace the freshman out of Omaha, Kyrie Thomas, right there. And something happened to his thumb there. They'll look at him. Here's Hanson, right-handed shot, short.
But you're okay with that if you're Coach McDermott. You want your bigs aggressive, hunting their shots. With that height, you still have the scoring advantage in the interior.
Chris Dunn with 6:40 to play in the first half. His team has never trailed in this contest to this point. Dunn.
Don't like it. And obviously, you see the result.
Yeah.
Chris Dunn can get to the rim at will. He's settling right now. Needs to be more aggressive with his length, his athleticism, his ability to weave, attack the rim. It's when he's at his best.
Albert distributes from deep. Nice touch right there from Isaiah Zierden, the junior out of Minneapolis. Creighton's got its first lead by 2 here, Jordan.
Creighton digging in, defending, and starting to get some offense. Zierden is the best shooter on the team when he gets his feet set. It's as good as down.
10.7 a game he averages. He can do what you just saw him do there from the offensive end. He's a great defender. Bentel. And it'll be tracked down by Milliken. He'll slow things down for Creighton.
Creighton is doubling Bentel every time he touches or done. So you got to use a head fake and a kick. You'll have an open man. Those guys, the supporting cast, need to make shots. They're going to have the looks with the doubles going Bentel and Dunn's way.
Dunn, he took it in there. They're going to call a foul against Creighton. And the Blue Jays are currently on a 7-0 run, leading by 2 with 5:35 to play in the first half. Milliken.
There you see the results in traffic with his body, his athleticism, his length. There is no answer defensively. At his best attacking the rim, Coach Cooley's got to ride him to continue to penetrate.
All right, let's check in with John Rothstein. John.
Well, guys, we've seen Chris Dunn and Ben Bentel handle a lot of the offense tonight for Providence, but the guy that needs more touches is Rodney Bullock. Providence has been a different team this year when Bullock has scored in double figures. Right now, just 2 field goal attempts through the first 15 minutes of this one.
Yeah, no question. That was somebody Ed Cooley talked to us all about today, this morning. He said, look, he's the X factor.
I mean, John is spot on.
Yep, he is.
Rodney Bullock has to command some respect from this defense. Otherwise, those double teams are going to continue to come Bentel and Dunn's way. And they're going to be fruitless possessions if somebody can't make him pay, and Bullock is that skilled guy to do so.
Dunn with 5 points. He has 4 assists. The game is tied at 19. These two teams played back in early January, a 50-48 win in Omaha for Providence. Both teams just absolutely could not shoot that night. And we get a whistle on the far side, and Watson is hobbling. And they're going to take him back out. Malik Albert's going to come in. This is a concern if you're Creighton the way he's walking.
Yeah, and with a walk as ginger as that, a competitor who wants to get back out on the floor, for him to take himself back out of the game.
Right.
Like John said, a tough kid from Philly, a fighter. A groin is something you simply cannot fight through. So if he can't go, you look to Albert to really dictate tempo. He can't give you the production offensively, but he's got to generate something.
He's trying here. They got a piece of that. And the rebound taken down. Here comes Chris Dunn on the wing. Up top, Bentel. Good step from Big Ben. Good defense by Grossell. Edwards in tight, and he could not get it to go. And a good opportunity in there for him.
Friars had success there because Bentel had something going at the rim. Off the bounce, he has the advantage of getting by the prodding big and Grizel. When he does, the defense is in disarray. Chris Dunn, a fantastic rebounding guard, gets his hand on it, Edwards collects, and attacks the rim back. Providence is not a perimeter shooting team. You got to dance with the girl who got you there, and it's attacking the rim.
That's 2 fouls on Grossell. Edwards is just a 54% free throw shooter. Let's get to John, who's got an update on Maurice Watson.
All right, guys, Maurice Watson again struggling from an injured groin. He just told me he's going to get this checked out in the locker room at halftime. He told me he is unsure if he will return. This is a huge storyline now in the game. Creighton on the road without their best player.
No question, John. Great work by you. And here's the sequence where he pulled himself out here, Jordan.
He gave up the basketball. He simply can't go. No explosion. Can't explode off that pivot. No quick first step. You know the guy wants to play. This game's huge for Creighton as well as Providence. So for him to come out, he must be in serious pain.
No question. He's a gamer. Here's Milliken. He can get it done inside. Finishes off the glass with a left hand.
You've seen Milliken knock down the jump shot. Now he's got that going. A good athlete with strength and explosion who can do it off the bounce. Then those lanes open up, and you got some things going.
7 points in the game now for James Milliken. This one tied up at 21 apiece, approaching 4 minutes remaining in the opening half.
There's your double team. Got to find the open man. It's Lindsay this time.
And he sticks it. That's a 2. Lindsay with a great touch.
I'll tell you what, if Dunn had better scoring options around him who consistently hit the open shot, he'd lead the nation in assists with about 25 of them.
You said that this morning. It's a great point. It really is. What a great contest this is. Alongside Jordan Cornett, John Rothstein, all of our great crew. My name is Ben Holt. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Milliken inside. Draws the contact. It'll be Lindsay and Milliken and the Blue Jays showing some toughness on the road. They're down by just 2 here in Providence. 3:39 to play until halftime. 2-point lead for Providence. Let's go inside of the huddle moments ago. The huddle of Creighton head coach Greg McDermott. I am told we're not going to the huddle. My apologies.
Some no-huddle basketball.
Technical difficulties, so we'll try to get to that if we can later on. So as for the game, this is what you thought it would be.
Well, you thought Maurice Watson Jr. would be healthy and be able to go. Now you've got a Creighton team trying to figure it out on the road on senior night against a healthy Chris Dunn without their guy that generates the offense, that facilitates things. So much of what they do is predicated on the ability of Maurice Watson Jr. to create off the dribble, to get into that paint, disrupt that defense, kick it out to shooters, which Creighton is blessed with so many of those guys who love to let it fly. Well, now you take out the vital cog to the operation that makes everything go. And now you're looking at a guy who's used to playing sparing minutes in Albert that now has to manage this basketball team in a hostile environment. It's a very challenging thing to overcome. Yet still, the Blue Jays only trail by 2 with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Pretty impressive effort.
Milliken with 2, and coming up on AT&T at the half, we'll send you back to our New York studios, where Brent Stover, Wally Zerbiak, Danny Granger, and Gary Parrish will take you through all the latest news and highlights of the day. That's all coming up next on AT&T at the half. So a tie game again, 9 points in the ball game for Milliken for Creighton.
You got your big 3 on the floor now with Bullock. I'd like to see some isolation for Bullock. You know Bentel and Dunn are going to see the double team.
Here's Dunn in the lane. Tough shot blocked away by Zach Hansen. Well defended by him. So Creighton now trying to get back into the lead.
Oh, off the ball. They're going to get Hansen down low, loitering on that low block, trying to create something. Love the curl screen from Dunn to get in the paint immediately on the catch. Goes right at Hansen, but Hansen at 6'10" has that size. All you got to do is put the hands up. Challenge the 6'4" guard to finish over you. It ain't going to happen. Good, clean defense. You would hope to turn some defense into offense. Creighton cannot convert.
2 fouls on Hansen. So as we come up on 3 to play now in the half, Providence will try to untie this game. Bentel in tight, knocked away from behind. Good save by Huff, right to Dunn though. Dunn wanted to jam that down with the right hand, and he's fouled on his way to the rack.
Oh man, Dunn tried to put that on not only Hansen but his relatives here in Providence.
Here's a look.
I think the whole crowd took a collective gasp and, oh my gosh, what are we about to see on senior night? You almost had one of those moments that would have lived forever if Dunn converted that one.
No question, this place would have been as loud as you've heard it all night.
But the crazy thing is, Dunn with his athleticism and that length and that explosion could probably dunk on Hansen if he got to that rim, but he draws the foul and, again, at his best attacking, going right at the rim.
7 in the game for Chris Dunn, last year's Player of the Year in the Big East. Could very well be the Player of the Year again this year in the Big East. Will be a lottery pick. Top 5 is where he's projected. Big possession here for Creighton. Down by 2. Zierden gets in tight, and he finishes. Good job by Isaiah Zierden.
Zika's not ready to guard Zierden. That's simply too easy. The blow by at the rim, help side defense, nowhere to be found. Zierden's a shooter, not a driver. Shouldn't be happening defensively for the Friars.
Here's Bullock. John talked about him, so did Jordan, how important he is, because you know Dunn and Bentel are usually going to get theirs. Although Bentel rimmed out there, and now it's Malik Albert for Creighton into the front court. Cartwright trying to stay with him. Here's Huff. Bullock trying to stay with him. Huff gets free. Tough shot from the wing, and he's stuck in big bucket. He's got 5 in the game, does Cole Huff. Under 2 to play in the half now.
And there's your double. You got to swing it. There's an open man if the double comes. Swing passes cross court, you'll find an open shot.
Here goes Bentel. Right hand. You can't stop that. Ties it at 27.
A pair of cross court swing passes has that defense on their heels. When you got them shifty, that's when you attack. Bentel fully capable of doing so.
8 points in the game for Ben Bentel. Here is Albert. Man, can he get down there in a hurry? And that one spins around like a Harlem Globetrotter ball on the finger for Malik Albert. He's got 4.
Hey, we said before the game, a lot of talk about Dunn, Bentel, Maurice Watson Jr., the headliners.
Yep.
But will the supporting cast step up and make plays? Well, no Maurice Watson Jr., who do you go to? Albert's the guy making plays along with other pieces.
Just joining us, foul's going to be called here. Hegner will be guilty Maurice Watson Jr. on the bench with a leg injury, and that young man, Albert, has shown his speed, Jordan.
Yeah, and Coach loves Malik Albert. He's the best athlete on this team. Doesn't get many minutes, but when he does, he's productive. Now he's looking at getting a lot of minutes tonight, and he's delivering. Creighton has skilled offensive players. They're just wildly inconsistent guys. And when these guys are all performing and productive, Creighton's a tournament team. They're capable of knocking off some big-time teams, i.e. teams like Xavier. So they're capable of winning this game, but it's going to take a collective, balanced effort with your leader on the bench plagued with that groin injury.
See Greg McDermott, and there is Watson Jr. on the bench. Bentel at the line was good on the first. He's 80.5% at the free throw line.
It's a lost art.
Of course,
and then you jinx.
The broadcaster jinx right there. Under a minute to go now in the half. Creighton up by a point. Each team still has a timeout remaining. Shot clock at 15. Here's Huff. He hit a big bucket last time. Going to try it again, and that one was in and out. Fazekas finds Cartwright.
Good steal from Bentel. Got to get it down low.
Here's Bullock for three. Albert tipped it. Smart play by him to knock it away from Providence. So now you've got about a second differential.
You've got the lead, the Blue Jays. You hold it. You take the last shot of the half. You're going to go to the half with the lead as long as you don't do anything silly here. You imagine it's probably going to be a high ball screen. Creighton likes that action. Albert is going to challenge the defensive player of the year in the conference. Oh, they like Milliken on Cartwright.
Under 10 seconds, now down to 5. In fact, Milliken, he's going to try it from downtown. Stuck it, falling down with Bentel right there. A big-time bucket from Milliken. He's got a dozen with 1.9 to go in the half. Creighton leads by 4, Jordan.
And how about this? Off the ball screen, Bentel concerned about the blow-bys, so he's a few steps off. Milliken recognizes that, knocks down the three-point shot. Heat check right now. Milliken's starting to feel it.
He is indeed. So 1.9 to go. It'll be Providence with the basketball. Perfect night from Milliken. Had a terrific game on Sunday in the Creighton Senior Day game at home. They blew out St. John's. He had 19, was 4 or 5 from downtown.
He's one of those guys that's billed as a shooter, shooting about 34% from 3, so capable that he'll have nights where he's an offer. He'll have nights where he hits a couple. The nights where he hits a couple and he becomes that scoring option, a viable one, Creighton is a difficult out, and that's what you're seeing here tonight at Providence.
Here's Dunn, half quarter at the horn. Nope. It's going to be Creighton leading here at the half. 32-48. Your thoughts on this first half before we hear from Greg McDermott?
Not the performance you want to see out of Providence coming out of the gates. Dunn needs to be more aggressive. Bentel has an advantage off the bounce with the mismatch. No true defender can keep him in front, but Bullock's got to start hitting shots.
Let's go to John Rothstein, who's with the head coach of Creighton, Greg McDermott. John.
Coach, a 4-point lead, and Mo Watson was on the bench for most of the half with an injury. How does your team get yourself in this position right now?
Well, guys have stepped up. James Milliken obviously hit a couple big shots. Malik Albert came in and gave us a great lift, but we've got Zierden playing with one arm and Watson playing with one leg, so I'm not sure how we're going to pull this off.
What changes in the game plan in the second half if you don't get Watson back?
You know, I think we stay with the plan. Obviously, we need to keep Hansen and Grosel out of foul trouble. They both have 2, as does Hegner. And, you know, I'd like to see us have a little bit more emphasis on trying to get that ball to the block.
Thanks. Good luck in the second half, Scott.
Thank you, John. That's the end of the first half with the score. Creighton 32, Providence 28. Big one in the Big East, and it's been a great game so far. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. Set to begin the second half momentarily here in this Big East battle. It's our Wednesday showcase. Creighton on the road. They're up by 4, 32-28 against Providence on their senior night. Jordan Cornette, John Rothstein's with us as well. My name is Ben Holden. We're thrilled to be with you. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Let's get a thought from you, young man, on this ball game to this point. What are your thoughts?
Creighton's doing what they need to do on the road without their leader, Maurice Watson Jr. It's been a collaborative effort to get it done right now. And the Friars relying on a three-point shot too much, 1 of 13. What are you doing? Attack the rim.
Well, let's take a look back at some of the key highlights, the moving pictures from the opening half, Jordan, as we peek back.
Early on, great action from the Friars offensively in the half court. Passing, interchanges, movement. Chris Dunn knocked down a 3. You thought it was going to be that kind of shooting night for the Friars. It's really been the shining star, Ben Bentil, all day long so far in the second half. Can he match that? Creighton, Maurice Watson Jr. came out. You thought he'd carry this team, goes out with a groin injury. Then you think as a Blue Jays fan, oh no, what are you going to do? Well, the supporting cast has stepped up and made some plays. Zierden getting to the rim, making a shot. How about Albert filling in at the point guard position, the JUCO from the Mitten, your home state.
That's right.
Making moves, making plays. This is going to be a grinded out one for the Blue Jays to get it done, and they're doing so.
All right.
You look at that red line right there on the stat sheet.
Yep, our 5-hour energy first half stats. That's what's glaring to you the most.
50% field goal percentage, phenomenal for the Blue Jays, and they're knocking down the three-point shot, one of the staples to their offensive success. Providence run a 13. You got to figure it out. Stop shooting the three. Attack the rim.
All right, John Rothstein's our third member of our team tonight. He's all over the court working things. John, what do you got for us?
Well, guys, I just talked to Ed Cooley, and he told me for Providence to retake the lead, it's as simple as making shots, and they have to get Rodney Bullock going on offense. Meanwhile, for Creighton, Greg McDermott told me that Maurice Watson will start the second half. You see him on the floor right now. He missed the second part of the first half due to a groin injury.
Awesome stuff, John. Thank you.
I mean, you kind of assume Maurice Watson Jr. will return to this game. 5'10" kid from Philly. Everyone told him he was too small, not good enough to play in the Big East.
Right.
Left Boston University to come play in that Big East. 5'10" kid from Philly, undersized. Who's it make you think of? Allen Iverson, maybe, who gave him his nickname,
Yeah.
Shorty Doo-Wop.
Yep.
Let's see if he can be yelling WAP after a couple shots here in the second half.
Milliken might be yelling something. He comes out and sticks a bucket there to extend the lead to 6. Creighton ended the first half. They hit 5 of their last 6, Jordan. And we've had 6 ties, 3 lead changes. Largest lead for Creighton is what it is now at 6. Dunn inside, puts it away.
An easy one for Dunn. Those are the type of looks he needs to get. He can get to the rim, moving without the basketball, but you got to get away from the reliance on the jump shot. Too gifted an athlete, get whatever he wants.
Let's remind you, if you're just joining us, these two teams with an awful lot to play for. Creighton, a game up in the Big East standings entering play tonight. They lob it to Grossell, and Grossell, who has not been involved a whole lot, gets one there.
That's the old man rec league finish right there. You go upstairs, you think it's going to be an alley-oop. Nope, you catch it safely, you gather, and then you finish with the easy layup. That's my kind of basketball, below the rim.
Creighton at 9-7 in the Big East. Providence 8-8 from downtown, rimmed out. Bullock knocked it free, went to Ben Bentil. Both teams with an awful lot to play for in terms of the Big East. Foul called, and they're both looking forward to the NCAA tournament. Let's go back momentarily ago and look at Jeffrey Grossell.
Grossell may not always score the basketball, though he will here, but he's great at eating space, blocking defenders, being that hurdle, that obstacle, and this time he's rewarded down low and finishes. Doesn't elevate for the exclamation point highlight film, but the efficient finish. One of the nation's best at finishing plays. Top 5 in the nation in field goal percentage. The guy doesn't mess around. He simplifies the game.
Very good. There's a story to tell in the sports world. Adam Shine is excited to put his spin on it. Don't miss Time to Shine weeknights at 6 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
We talk so much about Ben Bentil and what he brings to the game, how he's one of the nation's most improved guys. Sublime from the free throw line, leaves no money at the table. But he embodies what Coach Cooley loves with these Friars teams. He knocks down a free throw.
Yep.
He's a positionless guy. You don't say he's a 3, a 4, or 5. He can play all those positions on the floor. Reminds me of a guy I played against back in the Big East when I was at Notre Dame, a Friars great, Ryan Gomes. Just a matchup nightmare. And I know fans love Ryan Gomes. That guy was a problem.
So zero and white.
He is. And only a sophomore. Will he come back?
Scary. John mentioned that early. Might be his final home game. Here he is defending Grossell. Jeffrey Grossell asserting himself early in half 2.
Staying out of foul trouble, put himself on the bench with 0 field goals with 2 early fouls. If he can stay out of foul trouble, he could give the Creighton Blue Jays the world down low scoring that basketball. Bentil simply not tall enough to contend defensively.
Walk called on Lamamba. He was honored before the game along with Chris Dunn here on Providence's senior night. They lost last year on senior night, did Providence. Don't kill the messenger if you're a Providence fan, just reporting the facts there. That's the case.
Yeah, I talked about not making it in Selection Sunday and missing the boat there. Another thing that'll haunt your rest of your athletic post-life, losing on senior night.
Here's Cartwright with a steal inside Lindsay, and the foul's going to be called inside on Toby Hegner. And want to mention the previous foul on Grosel, that's 3 on him. As we look back, that's 3 on Hegner as well.
Apply that full court pressure. Long, quick athletes can be effective in the front court creating steals. They're going to try and speed up the game, the Friars. They're going to extend that defense, challenge Creighton, especially with a hurt, an ailing Maurice Watson Jr. See how much he can accomplish seeing that relentless pressure defensively.
Bullock thought about the 3 in the corner. Kyron Cartwright directing traffic. More than 2 minutes gone. Foul. That's going to be 4 on Grosel. That is trouble. And immediately off the bench for Greg McDermott is Zach Hansen. You'll see him coming in to replace Jeffrey Grosel, his 4th.
Yeah, and you almost wonder if you take Grosel defensively off Bentel, because Bentel is just isolating and attacking him. You've now got the big 7-footer on the bench. Maybe Hegner gives him a go at it so you don't foul your bigs out of this game. Hansen has 2 himself.
Yeah, good point by you. 2.5 gone here in the second half. Our Wednesday showcase here from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. Great turnout. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Zerden missed the shot. Rebound tracked by Bullock for Cartwright. Dunn's on the near side. Cartwright directing traffic. Dunn's down on the block with Milliken on him. Dunn takes it. It's part of his game. He can do it. Nearly turn it over. Good mitts there. Good hands by Bullock. Bentel. Dunn inside the rebound. He's strong in there. Got it to go. Chris Dunn. What work by their leader.
That's a point guard. That's what Chris Dunn gives you. He gives you defense, he gives you offense, he gives you toughness, and he gives you offensive rebounding. Windex cleaning it up off the glass. The bounce back ability to get the finish. Slide the floor to let him know about it here in Providence.
I loved what Ed Cooley said to us this morning about him. Who, by the way, is about as entertaining as a coach as you'll ever meet in any sport.
I mean, did he have us laughing?
Oh, we were in stitches. He said, this guy right here, Chris Dunn, helped turn it around. He's the face of our program. He said he told him, hey, you can come here, be player of the year. You can end up being a lottery pick. And Chris Dunn had a belief in that guy there, and they've accomplished that. And Dunn's on his way to being a lottery pick.
Yeah, and he said the same thing to LaDante Henton. He said, stick around here. I'll make you into an 1,800-point scorer. You'll have a great career. LaDante Henton left scoring 2,000 points. So those are the kind of things that can happen when you stick around this program. We're going to get word on what's going on here.
So that is referee Mike Roberts that you see there. Jordan getting some clarification. What the referee tell you?
Officials trying to figure out if the foul was called on the correct guy. You give Hansen that call. That's his 4th foul.
Let's look.
So they want to make sure they get it right here.
Hansen's 40.
Hansen is not in the play. It
should be on Hegner.
It looks like Hegner's going to get called with that foul, which is absolutely what you want as a Blue Jays fan.
Right. So there's Mike Roberts. He's looked at it. And that you see there is Toby Hegner. And they got it right.
Yeah, well, you saw Coach McDermott smile. And when he smiles,
you knew.
It means his backup big doesn't have his 4th foul. So they corrected. They righted the wrong. Instant replay. The Blue Jays front.
Well, there you go. The explanation. And 5-point lead while we got an opportunity from hoops to hockey. The diamond to the gridiron. Morning's most outrageous team has you covered. Don't miss Boomer and Carton weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Dunn completes the 3-point play.
Providence extends that defense once again. They're going to try and speed this thing up, create more possessions, give them the ability to score the basketball more. And now they'll back off once the Blue Jays inbound that ball successfully.
12 in the ball game for Chris Dunn. Here's Watson Jr. tried to lob it to Hansen. It was deflected away into the waiting hands of Bentel, who gives it off to Cartwright. Cartwright with speed puts the pedal to the metal. Now Bentel, foul called inside. Bentel will go to the free throw line for Providence. Huff called for the foul. That's 1 on him.
I mean, I haven't seen on-camera chemistry like that since Jack and Rose in Titanic. You remember that movie, don't you? It's a 2-man basketball.
I do remember that.
Making magic. Hey, it's coming off Oscars. I feel like it's still a timely reference. I'm gonna maybe 15 years outdated.
I'm gonna date myself. I'm gonna go with Farley and Spade.
You could go Step Brothers, John C. Reilly, and Will Ferrell if you want to be more present.
I like this. Bentel at the line. The lead is 4 for Creighton. Ben Bentel, rim to rim, their best guy, one of the best rim to rim guys in all of college basketball. He's got a complete game. The leading scorer in the Big East. Bentel now with 11 in the game. The lead is 3 for Creighton. Pressure from Providence. Zierling gave it off to Watson Jr. Watson Jr. playing with the injured leg. How's he look?
Playing with the injured leg, he's hobbling. He's not as explosive. He can't get into the paint with as much ease as he's used to. He's settling for fadeaway, low percentage shots like that.
Right.
Oh, the miscommunication from the Friars. Fazekas and Dunn.
Yep.
Both want to fill the stat sheet with the rebound, and you got a turnover.
So it's going to be a fresh 30. Let's look back at Watson. Tell us what you're seeing.
Right there, that's a blow-by from Cartwright, if he's healthy. That groin, that affects a lot of your movement on the court.
Sure.
You can't explode like you used to. Your lateral movement's taken away. The hesitation move is not there.
Lob to Hansen. He's fouled. Dunn and Fazekas were down there. It's going to be on Fazekas, the personal foul, so Hansen will go to the free throw line.
For Hansen to stay with 3 fouls is huge. That 4th foul becomes a problem because then he's 1 away from disqualification. He's the backup to Creighton, but he's a capable scorer. You see Maurice Watson Jr. get that paint and kind of throw it up to Hansen. You'd love to see those bigs catch it in the air and flush it. Bring it down, gives the defense opportunity to reset and challenge, but he got to the free throw line, he drew the contact.
3 points in the game for Hansen, the product of Pierre, South Dakota. Just a skosh under 70% his numbers at the line, and he got them both. 5-point lead for the Blue Jays of Creighton. Dunn with Milliken watching him. Lindsay. Bentel wanted it. Dunn's going to keep. Now we'll give it up to Ben.
You're going to isolate him, challenge Hansen to stay out of foul trouble and defend.
Too strong. Oxygen, as you would say there. Here comes Zierden back the other way now.
No shortage of it tonight.
Right.
Dunk.
We've seen a bunch. Here's Huff from the corner. Got it! Big bucket there for the junior Cole Huff for Creighton. He's got 8 in the game, and that's the lead.
Never fails the basketball gods. A poor shot, it evens itself out. Creighton is rolling up it.
On here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. It's our Wednesday showcase. The road team, though, right now, Creighton up by 8. Well, we've got an opportunity. It's time now for our Do Game Day Right, brought to you by LG, and we take a peek at that, Jordan. And, well, that's how they do it. The Friar leads them out.
But is it just me or is a Friar a little scary? A little bit.
When the lights were off, I was a little scared in the pregame.
Yeah, he needs a tan.
Of course, I would be remiss, and anyone that knows me, I'm going to get this out of the way. Providence hockey team, a bye in the upcoming Hockey East playoffs. They won the national title last year. Nate Lehman's guys.
2 things I know about you, Ben. You're going to find a way to rep hockey. You're going to find a way to rep the state of Michigan.
I am.
I respect that about you.
Thank you. There's the foul trouble. On a serious note, they've got 2 with 4 fouls for Creighton. How does that affect this game now in your eyes?
Affects these guys huge because they're bigs. Grosel and Hegner's. Hegner's that guy stretches the defense with the 3-point shot, although he hasn't found it tonight. But Grosel has that distinct height advantage down low, the viable scoring option in the interior that allows you to play inside out.
Crowd into it here in Providence. First points of the game there for Kyron Cartwright there at the other end. Rebound to Providence. Here comes the speedy Cartwright. Blows in there. Almost got it to go. He's exciting.
Watson is hobbling.
Yeah.
At this point, he's becoming a defensive liability. In transition, Cartwright just goes right at him. Take a look here. I mean, middle of your screen, he is efforting with all his might to give the best effort to defend. And Cartwright makes him pay. Friars getting a little bit of life, Ben.
We'll be back right after this. Creighton continues to lead that squad there. Providence 43-37. And there's a saying in sports, speed kills. And Kyron Cartwright, Jordan, has a ton of that, being speed.
He's from the West Coast, a Compton native in the open floor, the hobbled Maurice Watson Jr. And he hits him with the God Sham God. The Friars fans of old remember that. That's a move that God Sham God, their point guard, perfected. It became the move on the courts in street ball guys used to use to embarrass their opponent. You put the ball in front of you, you do a fake run move to get them on their heels, then you blow by. The God Champ God at the dunk for the Providence Friars. I've seen it all. It's all complete now. What a move.
Your day is done. There is Watson. He injured that right leg back early on in the first half. Landed hard on it, then he pulled up later in the first half, trying to stretch it out. And he is trying to be a gamer. He is to this point, the 5'10" junior out of Philadelphia. Cartwright does his work at the line. He's got 4 in the game. It's 43-39, Creighton in the lead.
Let's see if Maurice Watson Jr. can be effective, hobbled with that groin. Can he become a scoring threat?
Foul called down in the paint. They looked towards Fazekas.
Yeah, they're going to get Fazekas chasing Zierden, the shooter. He's aware of the damage Zierden can do coming off a screen with momentum and rhythm. He can make you pay with the long ball. Fazekas doing all he can to stay involved defensively. 2
fouls on Fazekas. Here's Hansen, righty, turnaround, skying up to get that was done. Five and a half gone in the second half. Big game. These two teams separated by a game in the Big East. Creighton 9-7, Providence 8-8. Fazekas from the wing. Off the rebound.
And when Fazekas can hit shots like that, it blows the doors off this offense, makes them very dynamic.
There's Watson trying to be dynamic. The best he's looked, isn't it? That's move or not?
That's a move that Maurice Watson Jr. finishes if healthy.
He's hobbling. You can see him done inside. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound to Milliken.
I mean, yeah, he is efforting to get up and down the floor, grimacing with every step. A real fighter to even try and play in this one right now.
Milliken, Dunn blocked it from behind. Here comes Dunn. Providence's Batman. Bentel's Robin. For those of you that know college hoop and know this team knew that. Watson in the corner, watched by Bullock.
Oh, bad decision.
Yep, knocked away. It's still a 4-point deficit for Providence. We'll see if they can chip away.
Fantastic defensive awareness from Lindsay, giving the help side. The defense fronts, they throw over the top. Lindsay with the steal. Can the Friars capitalize?
Dunn watched by Milliken, he lets him go. Dunn gets inside to the bucket. Chris Dunn makes it a 2-point lead. He's got 14.
The master of improv doing a little dance in traffic. The Euro step does damage, and the crowd has come alive, Ben.
They're on their feet here at the dunk. 6-0 run for Providence over the last 2.5 minutes. Foul called. Dunn can't believe it.
Can't call the ticky-tack one on the guy's senior night.
That's 2.
Not when the crowd's on their feet for the guy. He's trying to leave a stamp on his pinnacle moment here at home. He's an on-ball defender. A physical brand of defense. That's what he does. Saw nothing there. Yeah. Shocked by the call.
What a reaction.
Yeah.
I would have that look too.
Well, you know how it is. It's like Shawshank Redemption. Nobody's in jail for what they did. It's the same in basketball defensively. You never foul.
How about Albert up there to pull that one down? Malik Albert with a big stick back.
Albert quick off his feet. Bounce ability from him to get back and create a second chance opportunity.
6 points. The ball came into his hands. Sporting the pink shoes is Albert. Great speed matchup between he and Cartwright. Cartwright 24 for Providence. Here's Huff from downtown, too strong. Tracked by Bentel.
Here we go.
Great ball game we've had here all night. 4-point lead for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Love to see an isolation for Bentel. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Get Hansen his 4th foul. Bentel's had success. Here we go, the isolation.
Hansen, the double comes from Huff. Inside, they whip it in there. Got it to go! Lindsay will go to the free throw line.
The crowd loves it. I love it. It's high IQ basketball. You field the double team. Bentel has been that dynamic scorer who's created problems all game long. Kicks it, ball movement. Lindsay with the finish. We have a game here at the dunk on Chris Dunn's final chapter.
Creighton on top by 2 here, 11:52 to go in the ball game. Moments ago inside of the Creighton huddle with their coach, Greg McDermott.
All right, and then guys, we got to fight. We're getting out-fouled right now. Okay? Cole, the second shot was great. The first one, running 100 miles an hour off balance. We don't need it. We can get better. Okay? Get some doubles. Okay? Get some doubles. Try to get downhill and then penetrate pitch. We're okay.
All we got to do. Good shot.
I mean, watching Coach Greg McDermott in the huddle is like watching beautiful art. I mean, the guy is one of the best coaches in the country. He does a lot with this season, what you could argue is a little, and a fantastic coaching job. A lot of people didn't expect this team to do much. Pick ninth in conference, right there in the upper class. Guys like Maurice Watson Jr. go a long way, but Greg McDermott just has a great feel for the pulse of his team. These guys are really fighting on the road right now. Leading by 2, closely contested game. They're still playing for something, Ben. Let's not forget.
They are.
This Creighton team beats Providence, fully capable of beating Xavier for the second time. I don't care if it's on the road. And all of a sudden, Creighton becomes a sexy bubble team people are talking about. So they're playing for something just as much as Providence is trying to stop the bleeding and put together a win streak, having Providence come off that win versus DePaul.
Lindsay completes the three-point play, and Creighton, one of 18 teams to win a tournament game in 3 of the last 4 years. Right now, they're up by 1 with the basketball on the road in a hostile environment. Foul called. Dunn's going to get called. That'll be his 3rd of the game.
Well, Milliken, they call him Blonde Finesse. I think
You've got to tell us more. Yeah.
It's his Twitter handle, so it's one of those bad ones, a self-proclaimed nickname.
Blonde Finesse.
I mean,
Love it.
I think the visual tells the story.
Yeah.
But right there, off the bounce, that's where he's at his best. He's an explosive athlete. One of those guys for this Creighton offense that can shoot it, but he gives you that added dimension of going off the dribble, can get all the way to the rim, a compact athlete with some strength. He could be that scoring option to ride here down the stretch. Consistently good throughout the contest tonight.
3-point lead for his team.
Kind of Twitter handle is Blonde Finesse. I kind of like it. It's so out there, it's good.
It is out there. I like it. It's unique. It's creative.
That hairstyle is kind of the thing. Big man for Notre Dame, Zach August, rocks the same things. Only some guys can pull it off.
Yep. Easy one for Bentel inside. It's a 1-point lead for Creighton. Bentel with 13, a Baker's dozen.
Providence starting to match bucket for bucket, starting to gain some confidence and some rhythm offensively.
Albert. Cartwright the rebound. 9 minutes gone in the second half of this ball game. Inside, dangerous play. Huff had it, and it's going to be Creighton who had a handle on it and then lost it. It's going to be their ball, though.
A sound decision from Cartwright to get in the paint. He had the cutting bullet coming from the baseline. A bounce pass, you have a basket. He keeps it in the air, it becomes a turnover.
Maurice Watson Jr. on the bench. Saw him when we came back from break. Right leg, not in good shape. Grossell, he's got 4 fouls. He's not in the game. Here's Albert using the speed, challenging Bentel. What a job by Malik Albert inside to finish. He's got 8.
That is a big-time finish, and you see the leaping ability of Albert to protect himself, elevate, and finish with the offhand to prevent Bentel from blocking.
Only played 2 minutes in the previous meeting as Bentel knocks it through from downtown. And Bentel ties the game at 49. He's got 16. Shot clock to 12. Huff, watched by Bullock. Now down to 6. Albert's going to have to pull the trigger. He'll use the speed. In tight, taken away by Bentel. Providence trying to get the lead back.
Got to go to Bentel. Got to get Bentel down low.
Bullock, little space, takes it in. No good. Came back, but out of bounds.
Took himself out of it by going out of bounds. Did not become an eligible guy to regain possession. Look at the defensive help. Where's Ben Bentel? Oh, there he is. Take that, take that, take that. That's a Biggie reference, a little Puff Daddy right there. But defensively, just the awareness. A guy with a high IQ that also has that blend of athleticism and awareness, he's definitely on both sides of the floor. A lot of talk about Chris Dunn and what he gives. Bento's that guy as well, playing both sides of the floor.
Here comes Creighton now. Game tied at 49. Gaudy effort out of this Creighton team. Foul call. It's going to be a block inside. Looks like the guilty party is Toby Hegner.
And that means a disqualification for Hegner. That's his 5th. I think now's the time to go big, potentially. Maybe go Hansen at the 4, bring Grizel back in and go at the 5. I know he has 4 fouls, but eventually you got to bring Grizel back into this contest. No Hegner, he's going to elect to go with Huff, who provides that offense and that outside stroke, but comes a time where you got to go to Big Red, your 7-foot center in Grizel, and let him be productive down the stretch.
Grizel, 4th in the country. Field goal percentage at 69.4. A couple of early buckets. He's standing up out of your picture. The end of the Creighton bench. There he is. Just stretching, it looks like. They're going to keep him there for now. Game tied at 49, approaching 9 to play. In the contest, bounce pass Don Bullock inside. Got it to go. For Bullock, Providence, first lead since 2:56 left in the half. In half one, Milliken, tough shot inside. Bento the rebound. Dunn on the baseline, now to the block, little shoulder to Huff. Dunn up, this place is gonna come down. They're going nuts.
You are watching a man that has meant everything to the Friars appreciate, recognize the moment, and deliver.
So
feels like we're watching D. Wade back in his college days. He's playing that kind of basketball. Friars by 4.
Pictures from the folks in our truck putting that together. We appreciate their efforts and all they do for us. It's a 4-point lead here with 8.5 to go in the ball game for Providence. And we take a look now, Jordan, at our AT&T game summary, our recap. What catches your eyes?
Providence has gotten away from taking that 3-point shot, and they've done what they do best, establish that two-headed monster in Chris Dunn and Ben Bentel. How about that last possession? Chris Dunn back to his basket, head fake, attacks the rim and finishes. Those are the kind of plays that win games for Providence. That's their identity. Riding their 2 stars, and they're delivering right now.
And Creighton's had to go a majority of this second half without their star, their point guard. He's been on the bench hobbled.
And he's not giving you that lift. He's trying to go, and you got to respect the competitor that is Maurice Watson Jr. Nicknamed Short of Doo-Wop from Allen Iverson. Real recognizes real. This kid has game. Unfortunately for the Blue Jays, you're not seeing his A game because he's playing injured.
He is injured back in the first half. Dunn with 17 points. He's got 10 in the second half. 19-6 run for Providence over the last 6.5. Creighton has been very resilient in this game. Huff, rebound to Bentel. Two-point win for Providence when they met on January 12th at CenturyLink Center in Omaha, 50-48. We're under 8 to go in this one. Bentel for 3, short. Here's Watson Jr. Giddy up in his step, but he's off and running. Milliken, big shot, knocked it down. Huge bucket from the wing for James Milliken.
There's a glimpse of what Maurice Watson Jr. can do, fighting through the pain, pushes the pace, gets Milliken lined up for the high percentage 3. Milliken knocks it down.
He had 19 Sunday in the senior day win at home against St. John's. He's got 19 here tonight. Dunn fades, 18-footer, zeroed in the rebound. Finds Watson Jr. Hansen wanted it. They surround him. Now Zierden, this is his game. Got it! Big bucket from Zierden. Creighton by 1.
That's a 6-point swing right there from Maurice Watson Jr. Lining up his shooters, getting them in a position to excel. Zierden, the best three-point shooter on the team. Watson commands a double team, kicks it for the open look. Great basketball from the fantastic point guard.
One of the best in the country. He's got 67 made threes, averaging 2.5 a game, and a turnover forced by the Blue Jays. Watson Jr. escapes. Now he'll fade away. Short. Cartwright the rebound.
Got to get back defensively. Cartwright has the advantage.
Into the corner now. On the way from downtown. No good. Lindsay. Body hitting the deck inside. And 2 Creighton bodies. Pushed down. Slow to get up there was, that's Zach Hansen.
Watson at 5'10", doesn't shy away from the contact. Round 0 of the battle. Bullock got away to push off right there.
Did he ever?
Body started flying.
Did he ever? So Creighton with the basketball. They've got a 1-point lead here.
I'll tell you what, man, you got to respect what Maurice Watson Jr. is bringing right now. The heart of this kid at 5'10", smallest guy on the floor, biggest heart on the floor as well.
No question about it. Totally agree with you on that. He's a gamer. Wants it bad for his team. Zierden. Shot clock down to 2. They got to launch it. Hansen. He fires it. No, it's a violation. It's a violation. So it's a turnover. And it remains a Creighton lead of 1.
Providence gets one here. The roof may blow off the dunk.
Yes.
Anticipation on the precipice of something special. Can they convert on this offensive possession, these Friars?
Lindsay for Cartwright. Done. Bounce pass down to Bullock. Cutting as Lindsay gets in. Foul's going to be called on the inside. Watson Jr. will be guilty. That'll be 2 on him.
Impressive interior sharing right there. Bullock flashes on the catch, delivers to Lindsay in full momentum and rhythm, attacking the rim, draws the foul. Can he convert the free throws?
Lindsay is 74% free throw shooter. Looks like Rossell will come back in. It's a dozen in the game for Lindsay. Let's go to John Rothstein.
Well, guys, the NCAA bubble is kind of on the vernacular of our country right now. A loss in this game by Providence would drop them to 8-9 in Big East play. That's territory that Ed Cooley and company do not want to enter. Meanwhile, if Creighton wins this game, it would then have a chance to sweep Xavier on Saturday. In addition to a road win at Providence, the Jays right now have a chance to get into the bubble picture in the next 5 minutes.
John, I'm curious. Do you think Creighton, if they get this win and then get the win at Xavier, are they in the tournament at that point, or is there more work still to be done?
Creighton will be in the NCAA tournament if they win the next 2 games. But Jordan, let's get through the next 5:20. The Nitro Glycerine pills are in my bag, and I'm ready to pop one.
Watson trying to pop well off the mark. I'm with John. This one's going to be right down to the wire. Great stuff. Thank you, John Rothstein, our college basketball insider, with us here tonight from the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Bechtel sticks one from downtown. Huff now will drive on Bullock. Rebound to Grossell. Good work by him. Watson Jr. Grossell, they're going to get...
Now, if they get Grossell here, that's the wrong call.
Well, it's on Dunn, and I believe that's 4 on Chris.
That's the right call. Grossell in perfect position to set the screen, aware that his next foul is a disqualification. Now, here's where the call comes. Second rescreen.
Yep.
And it was just a good sell job from Grossell. I didn't see a violation from Dunn, nor did I see it from Grossell. Gotta let the guys play on right there.
So Dunn to the bench with 4.
We just talked about the Oscars and good performances. I mentioned Jack and Rose. I think we see a budding star in Grossell.
Well done by Jeffrey.
Leading man.
Zierden will bounce it to him on the block, and it was out of bounds. A referee down there says it was off of Big Ben Bentel. So it remains Creighton ball. Let's look.
To me, it looked like it was off Grizel.
I would agree at first look. At it live.
First error. Yeah, there's nothing there. That was a turnover.
Yep, totally.
Coach Cooley's got a call coming his way. They got to balance it out, right?
Yep. 15 on the clock, the shot clock. Milliken drives in. Another big bucket for James Milliken. .410 to go. 2-point lead for Providence, 21 for Milliken in the game. Shot clock to 10. Chris Dunn on the bench. Cartwright for Lindsay. Lindsay, no. Bento the rebound. Stick back good.
Big Ben has put the team on his shoulders. You gotta wonder, is this the last time he's playing at the dunk? It's become a memorable night for Mr. Bento, and the crowd appreciates it. Take a listen.
Watson Jr., tough shot. He got it to go. You can't defend that.
I'll tell you what, he's one of the best layup makers in the college game. He'll throw up some stuff and you'll be like, how is that? And the percentage of difficulty high, but so is the conversion rate.
3:15 to go. 2-point lead for Providence. Shot clock inside of 10. No good. Huff the rebound.
You got numbers.
Here's Zierden. Thought about it. Now we'll try from deep. And rebound. Tap free to Cartwright. Inside of 3 minutes to go.
You got to take this if you're Bento.
Here's Bento. No good. Foul called. If that's on Grossell.
That's it for Grossell.
He's out of the game with 2:48 to go. The fans are on their feet here in Providence. What an environment. What a finish we'll have when we come back. 48 to go in the game. 2-point lead for the Providence Friars. On Creighton, what a game this has been. Time now for our Delta Faucet touch of the game, and a guy that's got plenty of it, Ben Bento.
Ben Bento is a problem for which there is no solution currently. He's one of those positionless pieces that Ed Cooley's had so much success with over the years. He's a matchup nightmare. The bigs for Creighton have no answer. Expect a healthy dose of isolation plays for Bento from here into the finish.
21 for Bento.
He's taking 19 shots. He'll probably finish this game with 25 plus at this rate. With the success he's having, Blue Jays got to figure it out.
February 10th, the career high. He had that night 42. He's a long way from there as our game reset. Each team with 2 timeouts. Each team in the bonus. Providence in the double bonus. There's Chris Dunn on the bench, Jordan, with 2:48 to go. He's got 4 fouls. When do you bring him in? How do you manage that with him?
I think they're going to try and get to the under 2.
Okay.
And then get him in back into this game. Under 2 minutes left. There'll be no media timeout. That's the under 4 we've already seen. Under 2 minutes, you got to imagine Coach Cooley will go back to his star. See if he can finish. 22
for Ben Bentel, 62-59. A 3, of course, would tie it for Creighton.
Milliken's been the guy who's delivered all game long. Keep it in his hands, see what he can do.
He's been big for him, over 20. 21 points he's got. Watson Jr., he's showed a gutty, gritty, tough effort tonight, playing with an injured right leg. Gets it back outside. Huff from downtown, rimmed out. Cartwright has the basketball for Providence. Cartwright in Providence in no particular hurry. As you said.
Screen the screener.
Dunn's making his way to the scorer's table. We're under 2. Shot clock's under 10. Bentel. Rebound into the hands of Zierden. Took it away from Huff. Here's Watson Jr. now. 1 possession game here. Creighton down by 3. Milliken. Catch. Shoot. No good. Rebound to Bentel.
Oh, you almost had it. Milliken with the clean look. So close you could taste it. Blue Jays got to get back and defend right here. Still within reach.
Timeout taken. Minute 35 left in the ball game. Ben Bentel and Providence on top by 3. Ed Cooley's team up by 3 with 95 seconds to go. Here's Bentel on defense.
A lot of talk about Bentel offensively, but he's been an anchor defensively. Look, talking right here, communicating on a pick and roll, makes Watson give up the dribble, protecting the paint, forces a tough one from Cole Huff. Deep one and done rebound from the Friars, and they're back to executing offense.
Dunn back into the game, under 90 seconds remaining. Huge game for these two teams, battling for position in the Big East. From the corner, Bentel knocked it down. 25 in the game for Bentel. He's got 10 rebounds, the lead is 6. Huff, catch and shoot for 3. He gets his own rebound, he'll try it for 2, got it!
Big time shot from Cole Huff right there to keep the Blue Jays alive. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Good ones do that, right? They follow the shot.
The good ones, they have amnesia. They forget about the miss,
Short
they turn
memory.
around and shoot like they haven't missed one. Huff, it's a forgotten, lost art in basketball. You're taught it at a young age. You're gonna miss, so follow your shot. Cole Huff does exactly that and gets it to go. And just like that, the Blue Jays still have life. Gotta give these guys credit. They've competed at a high level in a tough atmosphere with their best player not at 100%, and yet they're there. They're lingering, still within striking distance. They can still pull this one out.
63 seconds left, and coming up next, CBS Sports Network's Wednesday Showcase triple header wraps up with the Mountain West Showdown as the Rams of Colorado State travel to Cali to take on Fresno State right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports Network. 11:10 Eastern time will be the tip time, we are told. We've got a little more than a minute to go here. Chris Dunn doubled. Finds Bullock. Dunn now gets it ahead to Cartwright. They break the timeline. Cartwright, and a foul called. Foul called on Zierden there with 54.9 to go.
And if they tell you you only got 1 minute left to live, you probably want the last minute of this game because it's going to be a long one. Bunker in, it's going to come down to free throws and offensive execution for Creighton.
So Cartwright at the line. 67% free throw shooter. 5 points tonight. Providence 18 of 22 at the stripe now. So out comes Thomas and Hansen for Creighton. One left here for Kyron Cartwright.
This is where you got to lean on your speedster, Maurice Watson Jr., the playmaker. Get that ball off the court fast. I know he's hobbled, but you got to fight through. You need a quick one. Extend the game.
6 is the lead. 6 points for Cartwright. Here's Milliken. Catch and shoot from deep. Cartwright the rebound. Watson Jr. got him. Kyron Cartwright will go back to the stripe with 44.4 to go in the game.
You can't ask for better execution. You got the shot you wanted off a screen. Well set from Grizel to open up Milliken. He's had 21 points. He's shot phenomenal from distance, 2 of 3. That's the look you want. Great execution. Blue Jays just can't finish it, get it to go down.
Third foul in the game on Watson Jr. Kyron Cartwright is 4 of 5 at the line. He's got 6 points for Ed Cooley's squad here tonight.
Still a 2-possession game.
Yep. 67-61.
Creighton still in it.
Greg McDermott saw him looking on, and he missed them both. Those could be huge. Here comes Watson Jr. now into the front court. Huff, good touch from outside. This guy's got great touch. One of the best in the country. Milliken, tough shot, leans into it, no good. Bentel's got it. Foul is called. Ben will go to the free throw line with 28.4 to go in the game. Let's get over to John Rothstein. He's been updating us and giving his thoughts on the tournament, the NCAAs. If Creighton loses, John, what's the deal?
Well, Creighton right now in a must situation to win on Saturday against Xavier. They already own one win over the Musketeers, so a win on Saturday at the Cintas Center would mean a season sweep. But guys, I have no doubt that Xavier and Chris Mack's squad will be foaming at the mouth waiting for Creighton because of what happened in Omaha when these two teams played earlier this season.
Yeah, they held Providence to a season low 50. They held Xavier to a season low 56, to John's point.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right. Chris Mack and those Muskies, they are a beast at home. But I watch Creighton right now, and the eye test does mean something. They didn't play their best game this evening, and they may still have a chance to be in it. But this is a tournament team, in my opinion. Creighton is capable of beating those top teams in the country, and I wouldn't put it past them to go to Cincinnati and get a big-time road win.
Bento with a free throw. He's got 27 points. He's called for the foul here with 23.2 to go. That's 2 on Bento. The lead now for Providence is 8. And Creighton, there is Maurice Watson Jr.
I'm telling you, if you're going to battle, you want a guy like Maurice Watson Jr. commandeering the charge. That kid has no fear. And I'm sure he's hurting a lot more than he has let on.
Yep.
A fierce competitor.
Heavily wrapped there. He's taking it off.
Yeah, that's a guy you got to hope between now and that Xavier game can get iced down, get off his feet, get back to close to 100% because you're going to need him. That is a monumental, tough order to go down to the Cintas and get a W.
Well, they'll get some hotel points. They're staying on the road after this game. They're going to Cincinnati. They're not going back to Omaha. Look at a couple more nights. 6-point Providence lead. Huff knocked it away. 22.1 to go, and the ball will be inbounded by Bullock. Line on Watson Jr. tonight. He's done for the night. Taking the wrap off the right leg. Done. Up to get it. He stepped out of bounds, and it goes over to Creighton with 21 seconds left.
Hold
and
the
a
phone.
6-point lead.
When you got shooters like the Blue Jays, anything is possible.
Maybe Watson isn't done for the night. He was taking the wrap off. Looks like they're putting him back in, and they are. He is back in.
Tell you what, crazier things have happened. You get a quick hitter right here. It's a one-possession game.
Yep.
You foul, you extend it. A lot of basketball left to be played here at the dunk. They're going to talk about it. They have a chance to review this.
They're going to talk it over.
To see if Dunn was indeed out of bounds, like the official said. Impossible for us to know. It's across the court.
Right.
The replay will tell the story.
We'll talk it over. Crew chief is Mike Roberts. Ed Cooley. It's like they've made their decision. They've talked it over, and call will stand.
It's a correct call.
Yep.
Dunn was indeed out of bounds. We caught a glimpse of a replay, and it's the right call. Blue Jays with a shot.
21 seconds left. 6-point Providence lead. Zierden into Grossell.
Great play.
Watson Jr. will fake it. Now Zierden, he'll fake it. Now loads and fires off the mark. Bullock the rebound, the foul on Watson Jr. 13.1 to go in the contest now.
I love the play drawn up. The lob down low. Defense jumps the ball in midair. That leaves shooters wide open. A masterful call from the sidelines from Coach McDermott. I believe Maurice Watson Jr. should have taken the first shot.
Yeah.
Paralysis by analysis.
I'm with you.
Overthink it. Then you kick it to Zierden, who overthought it himself. He had 2 pristine looks he didn't take. But again, a miss from the free throw line from Bullock. There's still life for the Blue Jays.
13 seconds, plenty of time. So Watson Jr. goes back out. When we're done, Colorado State at Fresno State. Tip time is 11:10 Eastern. Bullock good on the second. And the lead is 7. Albert's got to hurry. He can do that. He can fly. He's got jets from deep. No good. Back to Milliken. He'll try it. He got it with 4.5 to go. It's a 4-point deficit for Creighton. They get it in. And they tie it up with 0.8 of a second left. Providence gets the possession on the
McDermott's
possession
going to
arrow.
crawl off the dogs.
Yep.
You inbound the basketball. Conclusion foregone. Chris Dunn will walk out of here with a W on his senior night.
Yep. That's the game. 70-66. Providence wins it. The 100th win for Ed Cooley as Providence's head coach, and two great friends. An awful lot of respect. And here are the updated standings, Jordan.
Providence and Creighton, you saw two evenly matched teams. No surprise, both 9-8 in conference. This Creighton team still can get in the tournament. Work to be done. Head to Cincinnati. Stay away from the Skyline Chili. Focus on the Muskies. They could get it done on the road. Providence improves their bubble look, looking to be in the tournament.
Very good. Final score, Providence wins it 70-66. For Jordan Cornett, John Rothstein, all of our crew, my name is Ben Old. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. It's now sending you to Rich Waltz and Mo Casera for